Hey guys, Psycrafter here, and today I am back with episode number 159 of Anime vs. Reality, where today I'm going to definitely be finishing off Plastic Memories. We've only got 4 episodes to get through, and this is the point where I actually got to get a little bit of research as well. Anyways, we should just get straight into the episode. I don't think there was any anime character birthdays coming up. No. Anyways, let's get into episode 10. Last podcast episode, we ended off with two main characters' partnership being dissolved. And we find out why in this episode. And it's mostly because Kazuki has come to that decision because their partnership is like turning into office romance, and Kazuki's like, office romances are not okay. It's just like, no, they're fine. And as of tomorrow, in the anime, Kazuki is repartnering with Isla, and Tsukasa is now going to be working with Constance. So, going back to Kazuki's dorm, she doesn't know what to do since the announcement she made and tries to find Constance, but he's night fishing with Yamanobe, which is like, of all things, that is an unexpected thing. With Constance out of the dorm, Kazuki grabs out the beer and sake, drinking it all in one night. It's just like, oh no, Kazuki is a full-blown alcoholic. she like gets so drunk, she draws on Isla's face, then completely forgets that she did it, along with many other drunken activities. And Isla's just like, I forget if Isla just showed up to work with it on, or like woke up and no, Kazuki woke up and just looked over at Isla. Was like, what happened? Kazuki hangovered herself. Anyways, when Tsukasa and Kazuki alone, they're like separated from everyone else, she reveals she's just angry about him confessing his love to Isla, and that Isla wants things to stay how they are now. The moment Tsukasa leaves the room, Michiru just walks past, grabs him, and drags him into another room for another private conversation, complete with everyone present that's important, including Zack, about what Kazuki told him. And Michiru is able to guess that Kazuki is gonna try knocking some sense into Isla and freaking her out. Remembering when she lost 22 pounds, I was like, Kazuki's around. What? How? I forget what 22 pounds is. Isn't it like at least 10 kilos? I don't know my pound to kilo conversion. Was it more like 5? And everyone's just like checking in with Tsukasa. Most of the warm about Kazuki's behavior when it comes to Isla or about room swaps. It's like, really just putting the fear into him on accident, really. Kazuki and Isla head out on one of their jobs for the day, with their retrieval target being giftier Sarah from owner Antonio Horizon, who is a mafia boss. So we're getting like a bit Italian in here. Actually no, I can't really just say Italian, because mafia can be of any place. She reads up on Tsukasa's reports, knowing that Isla rarely freezes up. But knows that when Isla says she can handle the job, she fails in some way. But luckily, nothing will happen. But meanwhile, Constance and Tsukasa both compliment each other for how good they were in their aspect of their jobs with Lewis. Over lunch, Constance talks about how their terminal service does things different from the other terminals, and Tsukasa mentions how mechanical working with Andy felt. Apparently, the method was introduced by Isla of all people, despite the fact that company policy would never approve it. Kazuki couldn't keep up with Isla's devotion to the method, but when she dissolved her partnership with Isla, she wanted the idea to be part of the office. It's like wanting to hold on to what Isla believed in, basically. Kazuki is slowly freaking out over Isla's struggles with conversation until she sees her get through to them. It's like Kazuki's just like, oh, please let this way, please let this way, please. Oh, thank goodness. Inside, Antonio explains his situation and how he never had the chance to let Sarah live as a normal person, wanting Isla to be her playmate for her remaining time. Isla wants Antonio to join in by hanging out with him, because to her, nothing makes someone happier than being with the one they love, and Isla's like recognized that that Sarah does like hanging out with Antonio, even if it's just like stuff. Constance sees if Tsukasa has noticed a change in Isla, and Tsukasa states that Isla used to be distant. Constance adds that Kazuki says that freezing up might be a symptom of overwork, along with the idea that Isla had closed off her soul from others. Recently, though, Isla has appeared to be more animated, which makes Kazuki very happy and glad she could entrust Isla to him. Having seen Isla work, Kazuki's like, do you really not want to be with Tsukasa anymore? But Isla's like, yes. She's dedicated to what she believes. Seeing that Isla is doing it for Tsukasa's sake, Kazuki explains how she felt dissolving her partnership with Isla was for Isla's sake, but she was wrong. And if Isla keeps this up, Tsukasa will only be left with painful memories of her. Looking at Akirin, Isla thinks about how fun things have been with Tsukasa, and decides to re-partner with him and tell him her feelings. It's like, so at this point, Isla and Tsukasa are partners in more than just work. As we will see at the start of episode 11, because Isla's back to writing in her journal. Let's go with that, because it's just like, it's been 3 years since the last time she wrote in a journal. And it's a simple entry with how she's now Tsukasa's girlfriend, which she is so excited about. She wakes Tsukasa up for the day, not realizing she's mostly naked until he does, which causes her to fall down the stairs out of embarrassment. Of course. After that incident, there's a lot of breakfast awkwardness, because we already have some awkwardness going on, followed by Tsukasa asking Isla for an eat out together at a place. They don't know where yet. That teapot of tea at breakfast was the last of the marjoram tea that Tsukasa loves, so he offers to go shopping with her for the tea. They were about to hold hands, only to get jump scared by Michiru, Zack, and Eru standing behind them, like each of them having their own reaction to what's going on. And Eru's like, I missed the confession that happened. Can you do it again just for me? And Michiru pretends to be unimpressed by Isla's confession, but Zack outs her for wanting a confession like Isla's to have to her. I'm like, it'd be interesting if Tsukasa and Mitsuru ended up together. I don't know because I haven't read the manga if that does happen or whatever. But that'd be an interesting turn of events. At work, Yasutaka asks if Tsukasa and Isla got up to anything exciting like last night. A wink wink. Much to Isla and Tsukasa's shock, they're like, no. And Tsukasa is like, decides to give some advice to keep things exciting to Tsukasa for success with Daily Isla. It's like, dude, it's like there's less than a month left, and there's not much you can do. Sherry decides to ask for Isla's advice on how to be more like Yasutaka to make fun of him. Yeah. Tsukasa and Isla try to think of something surprising for their relationship until they're interrupted by Kazuki grabbing Tsukasa's shoulder to say good morning. And I think if I remember correctly, at least like crush her shoulder a little bit. Because Constance has to explain that Kazuki is just jealous and to pay her no mind. It's like, you're dating her ex, like, partner in work. Ala asks about Ren's lunch and if he's happy that his wife made him lunch. And he adds that his wife is always thinking about nutritional balance as well. It's like, Yamanobe wonders if Isla is thinking about making Tsukasa lunch, but surprisingly, Isla doesn't know how to make lunch. She only knows how to make tea. So Kazuki's like, you could get Mitsuru to show you. It's like, just tossing Mitsuru under the bus on that. Tsukasa is also trying to come up with ideas on how to surprise Isla with Constance and Zack, or from the unique ideas of bouquet or physical violence. Because Zack. Zack then mentions that Isla is good at weird faces, which leads to Tsukasa making weird faces like Isla does. Like, I get the sense that Zack is just messing with everyone at every chance he has, but is also serious enough to do his work. Meanwhile, Isla tries to ask Mitsuru to show her how to make lunch. Mitsuru is quick to ask Isla how it feels to have a boyfriend first. I'm jumping through so many hoops to think that Isla and Tsukasa have slept together. It's like, how did you manage a triple backflip through 5 hoops to come to that conclusion? Isla finally gets to ask Mitsuru to teach her how to cook, making Mitsuru realize she just wants to make Tsukasa happy. Now, they just need to figure out what Tsukasa likes to eat, because Isla doesn't even know. So they just ask him directly. It's like, which is what you should do in a partnership or in a relationship. Just direct communication, no snooping. Tsukasa wanted to go out to dinner together tonight, so Constance offers the idea that Tsukasa and Isla make dinner together, which they both like. So it didn't end up being an eat out, it ended up being a group cook. Since they'll be cooking dinner together, Isla wants to be able to make dinner with Tsukasa. Isla asks what Tsukasa wants to eat for dinner, and he thinks of rice omelets of all things. It's like, he thinks of almond rice. And Isla's just like, calls him a little kid. Tsukasa is still trying to think of a surprise for Isla while out on the Sarah case, which is super clear to Sarah. It's like, Sarah knows what's up. And back at the office, the two get lost in the moment of loving looks, forgetting that Ren is still there working. It's like, you can do that on your own time, not at the office. While out shopping for the tea, Isla asks Tsukasa if she can get some matching pajamas since she didn't think she needed them. With all the shopping, Tsukasa announces he's hungry, but that will make the food taste better. And Isla wonders why that's the case of like, why would food taste more delicious the more hungry you are? I didn't really do research on that. I think it's just like a psychological element of like, you're hungry, you're ravenous for food, and it's just like, oh, this food's gonna be delicious no matter what. And the better tasting the food, the better tasting it is. Tsukasa thinks that he hasn't done anything special for Isla since becoming a couple, and unable to think of anything to make her happy. Isla answers that she just wants to have a normal life with Tsukasa because it's, for her, it's special enough. Especially considering she has lived like 9 years and at least 6 of 5 months of like normal in terms of a gift year. Back at the dorm, the two sets to cooking dinner, but between the food ends up looking more like rice with egg on top rather than an egg omelette, which, you got all the ingredients on the plate. Prepared to enjoy your food. Isla makes a heart on her dinner with tomato sauce, but can't get past the embarrassment, so Tsukasa takes the embarrassment and accidentally makes his heart too big. After dinner, Isla shows Tsukasa her diary, and he asks how her day was, getting an answer of different emotions. Since they enjoyed Rice Omelette Day, Tsukasa decides to make tomorrow Curry Day, causing Isla to say again that he's like a little kid. It's just like, what's wrong with being a kid? Especially in like as long as you're not acting like a kid all the time, just like when it comes to your food, what's wrong with acting like a kid? Although, good things can't last for long, because one night, Isla starts crying and tells Tsukasa she's scared and doesn't want to be alone. Like, literally hugging him out of fear of, like, what's going to happen. However, in the morning, she acts like nothing happened. It's like, what? Preparing breakfast for the both of them. Tsukasa goes to bring up what happened last night, but instead stays quiet about it, asking about how the breakfast tastes. Tsukasa and Isla are weirdly approached by Zack, talking about going to the movies, offering 2 tickets to Pygmalion. When Tsukasa asks why Zack's the one doing this, he goes back to normal and she's just like, they're from Michiru. Ren is also eager for something to happen between Isla and Tsukasa, handing him resort hotel catalogs. Like, how can you organize something in less than a week to have them back in time to reclaim Isla? Even Constance is getting in on the gifting with free tickets to a restaurant for the couple, along with proper attire. It's just like the attire is a little bizarre. The gifts keep coming from Sherry with tickets to a dinner show, and Tsukasa offering his card to Yasutaka offering his card to Tsukasa anytime. And Yamanobe being cheap with a 50% off coffee offer. It's like, dude, you're the boss, and you're doing the worst gift. honestly not much of a surprise if you've watched any office-related shows. Sometimes, because usually it's the boss that's the most stingy. With so many guests, Tsukasa and Ayla take the day off the following day to see the movie, which Ayla really enjoys watching. By the way, this is where my one bit of research for this anime was actually useful. Because with title of the movie, Pygmalion, we have ties back to Greek mythology, where Pygmalion was a legendary sculptor who fell in love with a sculpture and was granted his wish of finding a lady like his sculpture from Aphrodite by having his sculpture come to life as a human. It's like, that's interesting. An inanimate object becoming a human. It's like, we got that in this anime with gift ears, and because they're robots with life. I forget. I didn't research how the story of Pygmalion ends, but there's also like a movie as well that I didn't include here, but it probably has like a sad ending. A lot of Greek stories usually have like a sad ending. Tsukasa asks why Ayla held his hand during the movie, and she says she was worried about losing him in the dark. Ayla wants to do what they did in the movie, with Tsukasa laying his head on her lap, but he's nervous to do so. After some time, Ayla opens up about how she's afraid to fall asleep, worried she'll never wake up or never see Tsukasa again. Tsukasa asks about tomorrow, and Ayla says she's fine with another activity tomorrow, but he sees she's not fine. She does want her final days to be filled with fun activities, but she thinks that doing so will leave her unable to move on her last day, even though it couldn't happen. And later on, Ayla does her physical test for the day, finding nothing that stands out in her current data. It's like, it is still on that slow decline. Michiru and Zack arrive 10 minutes late for Zack's physical test, and Michiru is annoyed that Ayla still came in to do a physical test on her day off. Kazuki calls Tsukasa into the meeting room, with perfect time for Ayla to see him enter the office room. However, once again, it's not a happy private meeting, because it's time for Ayla to be retrieved, and he is the one that has to sign the paper, because he's her partner. Since Ayla knows what's going on, she teaches Tsukasa everything she knows about tea as a sort of parting gift. We're not teaching him about tea, she does her physical test while Tsukasa watches. And Michiru is completely caught off guard when Tsukasa is the one to bring her tea instead of Ayla. Mainly upset that they're at work, but Tsukasa and Ayla decide to come to work as usual. It's like, last few days, just keep it normal. Kazuki notes that Michiru is worried about them, but Ayla reassures her, saying she wants to treasure her time with the company. Michiru notes Tsukasa's face drop at the last second, knowing the sadness he's about to feel. That night, Tsukasa shows Ayla the retrieval agreement, and she tells him to sign it. It's just like very casual about it. He shares a thought that constantly crosses. Man, it's hard to read. He shares a thought that constantly crosses his mind about them running away together, but Ayla sees that she's just causing him pain. That statement solidified in his mind to sign the agreement. And he talks about how Sarah Like, Sarah will be their last job together. Oh, sorry. While Sakata and Isla are out completing the Sarah job, the rest of the office prepare a party for them. After the job, Sakata receives a video message inviting them to the rap party for Isla. Getting to the party, Michiru is surprised they showed up, and Sakata and Isla are surprised to see office members drinking. Kazuki gives Isla a toast for all her hard work, and the party gets going, which includes Constance performing magic tricks, karaoke, and pizza. Michiru never expected Sakata and Isla to show up, but Zack humbles her by revealing she suggested the party. Isla sees Michiru and Sakata getting along, and is happy that he'll have someone to be with after she's gone. Sakata gives Isla a piggyback ride to the dorm, and she states that she has too many things to write in her diary about. All thanks to Sakata. He asks what she said to Sarah, like she had said to like everyone else that they've retrieved together. And Isla whispers this line is her line in his ear. I hope that one day you'll be reunited with one you cherish. Oh, this is... We'll get into the last episode. I'm having troubles. Oh my goodness. Isla and Sakata stay up the entire night going over her diary, the people she has drawn, including her best friend Chelsea, a gift she had to retrieve. Having stayed up the entire night, the sun rises on Isla's last day, and the last day is partners. The two spend the morning cleaning the entire dorm top to bottom, but Isla can't help it but be her clumsy self, getting both of them dirty after falling from a ladder. Isla takes the opportunity of bathing together to start a water fight with Sakata before having the actual bath. And finally getting out of the dorm, Isla leaves a note for Sakata to return to beside the picture from the party. At the office. Oh my gosh. At the office, they explore all the memories of Sakata's first day and the first day they partnered together, along with Isla teaching Sakata tea. Kazuki arrives early to work on suspicion Sakata and Isla would be at work early, annoyed that she's right. She steals Isla's staff card. And Isla's initially annoyed at Kazuki's usual antics. But when she learns that Kazuki hasn't given it back, she calms down and says she's glad she got to work at Terminal Service 1. Jeez. Kazuki kicks him out of the office, much to the annoyance of everyone else, who also came early to see. With nothing to do, they go to Herb's garden to word them and think of plans for the rest of the day. Leon going to the amusement park. At the park, they indulge in churros. Oh my gosh. Buy masks. Get absolutely drenched by water and experience a whole weird display. I was like, I don't even know what it is. Sakasa then realizes how late it has gone by his shadow, knowing that there's not much time left. Keeping himself distracted with everything the amusement park they haven't done yet. As the night rolls in, they stop back at the bench Isla loves, and she explains how people look different at different times of the day. She says that people during the day have an excited, sparkling smile, and as evening draws near, they start looking restless, and in the evening they look sad, but still with contented smiles on their faces. Isla drags Tsukasa to the Ferris wheel as a final activity, convincing the Ferris wheel operator to let them ride. She wonders what Tsukasa will do with his life after she's gone, but he can't even bring himself to have a normal conversation. Isla starts thinking about what she loves about Tsukasa, but he can't think of many positives at the moment, but clarifies that he loves that about her. At the end of everything, Isla says she had a good life, presenting her gifting a ring, wanting her life to end before the Ferris wheel gets the entire way around. Oh. Even as Tsukasa cries for the first time in front of Isla, she shares their first ever kiss. Performing the retrieval process, Tsukasa carries her soul's body over to Kazuki, who returns Isla's staff card to her. Everyone reads the letters Isla left them, how she's glad to have worked at Total Service White. Having partnered with Kazuki for 6 years, and meeting Tsukasa at the end. The anime ends how it began, only without Isla present in the elevator and Tsukasa thinking he would live to his fullest on the limited time of a gift year. 9 months later, and back at the site office, Tsukasa finds Michiru tending to Isla's herb garden, having cut her hair short. Tsukasa is excited to be back at Total Service 1 and meets his new work partner, ready for another day. I did not expect to cry so much. I know Lasting Memories has said it, but I still end up crying. Anyways, I gotta steal myself back up. This is gonna be the end of the podcast episode here at this moment. So for YouTube, links will be in the description to both the channels and the Twitch videos. Go check out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when video comes out. Ding, ding, and Sidecrafter out.